Meet the next big thing in luxury transportation. It's the Mercedes-Benz Vision V, and it is, I gotta say, the sexiest brown van that I've ever seen. Let's get a closer look.
Objectively, the Vision V is a concept van built on Mercedes-Benz's new Van.EA electrified platform, previewing a new class of vans set to debut sometime in 2026 that should be coming to America. Thematically, however, this is Mercedes' Vision for an attempt to redefine luxury transport. More spacious than a limousine, easier to move around in and get into than an SUV, and packed to the gills with customizable amenities.
Now, most of the van has a very simplified, streamlined design, but up front you can see that here is where you've got a lot of animation and visual interest happening. As we approach the vehicle, you'll see the grille start to light up like you did just there. We've also got this sort of wraparound headlamp design that features these star-shaped LED headlamps. And interestingly, there's no glass in there, there's no visor. You can actually poke your hand right in. And also we've got the first implementation that I've ever seen of Mercedes-Benz's light up star logo right here as the hood ornament. And also as you come around, we'll see that again, you've got this very simplified aerodynamic shape. The hood features these sort of power bulges, sort of a highlight to the sports cars and touring cars in Mercedes-Benz's history. And one of my favorite design concepts is the way that this kind of passes through the glass and into the sort of structural components on the dashboard. It kind of draws the exterior design into the interior. And of course, my other favorite part of the exterior are these wheels, these big monoblock styled wheels with illuminated inserts and details. They're giving me big Maybach vibes. Now, the van's very aerodynamic profile sort of terminates almost abruptly here at the rear of the vehicle with this sort of integrated spoiler that goes around and forms this big sort of hoop-shaped rear end design. And that kind of brings together a lot of things that you normally see that are separated out into separate parts on other designs. We've got the Mercedes badge here, we've got the Vision V, we've got this very interesting sort of rear glass that has sort of a hexagon grid design that sort of fades into the rest of the body panel. And these lights aren't just for show, they're also your brake lights and your turn signals. And we can see that you can do all sorts of cool things like having fading turn signals or brake lights that get more intense the harder you brake. Now, the exterior design is gorgeous, but this vehicle is all about luxury on the inside, which is why we're here in the back seat, which is the best seat in the house. Around me, we've got all of this really high quality materials, white Napa leather, wood. You know Mercedes loves to do their like interior ambient lighting, so we've got highlights all over the place. Everywhere you look, there are these really cool transparent textures. The seats that I'm sitting in are actually extremely comfortable. They've got this sort of Omega design that uses these sort of tubes over a pedestal frame, and they can actually recline all the way back to completely flat if you wanted to take a nap back here. Now, most of the features in the cabin are actually going to be controlled by a touch panel that's integrated into the armrest. You can't actually see it here, but there's a little embossment that shows you where you can touch. Now, how they're handling, false input rejection when you put your arm down there, who knows? It's a concept. They'll figure it out by the time this thing hits production. But of course, the jewel of this interior is this massive 65-inch flexible OLED display that kind of comes up out of the floor whenever you need it to. Now, there are a couple of different configurations. You can have it half deployed. That's just going to show you a little bit of information like a head-up display. There's actually little slats in the floor that allow you to see parts of the display even when it's tucked down below. And in its fully displayed configuration right here, you've got 65 inches of 4K video. You can use that for anything that you'd want to do. Maybe watching movies and TV, maybe doing a little bit of work, or my favorite thing, doing a little bit of gaming. Now, around the cabin, there are also projectors that are hidden in the floor and the ceiling, even down here in the center console, that are going to actually project extra information around, taking advantage of all this white leather to give you a much more immersive feeling when you're driving around.
Of course, this is Benz, so its designers like to go big and flashy when showing off their new toys. However, the automaker tells me that it has all sorts of plans for the production Van.EA platform vehicle that this concept will spawn in the very near future. From Maybach-like ultra-luxury showcases like this one to more modest but still nicely appointed and spacious premium configurations aimed at normal folks like you and me.
So what do you think? Not a bad place to spend in a commute, right? Be sure to head over to CNET.com where we've got an even closer look at all of the cool features that Mercedes-Benz is detailing and looking ahead at the future within this concept. Drive safe, and I'll meet you there.